is up? What is up? Happy, what is today? Monday? Let's try this again. Good evening. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Start a couple minutes early. Why not? But tonight we're going to break this up. I'm going to show you guys the 51st picks, and then we'll do the 52nd picks tomorrow night. Because I'm going to try to do a midnight stream live after this, some of my reactions to Kelly Dever on the stand for the Karen Reed case. What a CUNT. But let's talk about it. Right here is, again, good evening, everybody. Hit that thumbs up. Right here, picture, we're going to start with number 1. Those of you guys that don't believe it. Molly Gray paid Liz Kadovich. This was their Venmo, and it was issued on November 12, 2022 at 2:45 p.m. So that would have been Saturday. And it says 3:30 a.m. That is a real thing. That got scrubbed from the internet. But we got it in time. Next up, another Venmo. Ethan Chapin paid Jack Kadovich. That would be Liz's brother, Jack Kadovich. And now here's the big thing is this is 11:40 p.m. And he just writes, thanks. And I will speculate on it. I think it's for a ride. But 11:40 p.m. right before then, the 13th over there at midnight. So gotta hit so many open tabs. So 11:40. He could have paid him for something else, though, too. Oh. Only 2 got uploaded there. That's interesting. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay. Do you remember this? Let's see if I can make it so it's... Early in the investigation, I should be able to just click on the pic. Hold on. Early on in the investigation, this photo was circulating. Someone posted it to Snapchat as a geo-snap the night/morning of the murders. It pinged near the victim's residence. Do you guys remember that? Can't make this shit up. Now, those of you guys that were asking me who Dakota is, how crazy is it that Dakota would be in a play it's a murder mystery night. She is the same girl that posted the boogeyman pics from the bedroom on the night, and then the night before, going into the day, early morning of the homicides. That's her. So, absolutely wild. Okay. Oh, this is when people were going ham on social media back in the day. This is people saying they were friends with Jake, Maddie's boyfriend, and they were saying, delete that post saying, this isn't to me, by the way. Delete that post saying it was Jake, Maddie's boyfriend. Maddie is our best friend, and we were with Jake in downtown Boise when everything happened. And I'm just over here thinking, when do you think this all happened? Because, and the picture that she posted to show where they were and what time, it was at 1:15 in the morning. So stop spreading completely false information of someone who is grieving. I will fucking send you a picture of us downtown Boise at the time everything happened. Jesus. I feel her though. I mean, I feel the frustration and wanting to defend your friends, you know? Yeah. So those are pictures 1 through 5. Let's take a look. If you remember, you got to see sneak peeks of this yesterday. Let's see. There we go. Which one of those? 36. 21, 35, 16. Picture 6. This is one of the reporters down in Idaho. Okay, so ISP also confirmed that they've identified the man in the white hoodie in the grub truck video. They have interviewed him. He is not a suspect at this time. Here is my story, the screenshot. It is November 18th. So on November 18th, this was being posted. That's about Hoodie Guy, November 18th. And so Idaho State Police allegedly was the agency that interviewed him. Okay. This was when we did our... I want to know why I can't get these all... It should not do that, but... All right. This was the guy that was the ride-along. This is his arm. We were looking in and zooming in to try to find any type of markings to see who this guy was that did the ride-along for the noise complaints. So those are the tattoos. Tatted up. So we were looking into, we scoured through fucking thousands of pictures to try to see if we could match that guy's arm to somebody. So that's him. That's his face. It's probably one of the best pictures we could get of him that was, kind of make out. But that's the ride along. Next pick, this will be pick 8. Here we go. This was taken obviously for the I want you guys to see how clean it is around there though. But this was for the formal. I posted this picture for the purposes of seeing just how lit as a tit the hallway stairs are. Those are pretty lit. Okay. So when you would have the hallway stairs on for that light, then you have the starry lights down and on, and then you have the vibe sign. I mean, that's a very it's lit. Lit as a tit. So curious how many lights were truly on. You're not supposed to touch anything when cops go and arrive, and so I'm curious to see what lights were on. I mean, now it kind of just, we don't know what the roommates touched. We don't know, but I can tell a couple things, but when we get to it. But that's pretty lit. And for the purposes of showing how close, let's see. I mean, look at how close you are when you're walking and you're going to walk by that door. I mean, So when Dylan says that she would have been, I want you guys to notice that the way that door opens up, Dylan would have been, what is she going to just peek out? But look at right where you've been. Like I agree with Ann Taylor. You can't see the slider from any portion of when Dylan would have been standing in the middle of like her door or something like that. But even if Dylan would have taken one step out, I mean, you're coming face to face with the killer in order to see this person's eyebrows. I mean, come on. Truly can't believe that they tore down this house. Okay. But I'm sure the defense can find pictures that show these type of angles if they don't feel like the dollhouse is going to be doable. Okay, so that picture was used to show the light for the stairs, how close you are. That's your driver. Ride along, rather. Curious to see if that name will ever. They would not release it. I tried to get it every which way. I couldn't get it under FOIA. At least I couldn't get it now. Maybe in a little bit, but. So those are pictures 1 through 10 from the vault. Going into picture 11 through 15. Ooh, went a little too far. There we go. Now, this people probably were like, well, who the fuck is this? Well, I wish I knew her personally, but she seems like she's fucking wild. Her name's Riley. She's friends with Dylan. And so I was able to get all of her shit off this Vsco, whatever, Vsco. I've never done it. This is her. These are her pics, but she is, so there's Dylan. She's right here with them. This was posted on December 13th, 2022. For whatever reason, this girl felt the need to post this, and we don't know. I tried to look and see if Boise was even playing, but they would have been playing like a bowl game. This is why. November 30th, 2022. This is how she was taking her pictures with her man. She's naked, and he protects her in the photo, obviously. But look at them brows, baby. These are the girls that had like dagger tattoos along their tits and shit. Okay. It's just like, these people are wild. Hey, having fun. But there's another picture from that night, obviously black and white. And this was posted at Jenna McClure posted it. This isn't Jenna McClure's 4:47 a.m. post. We'll get to that one. So everybody with the fuck you. Awesome. Again, that's the night of the formal. Oops. Let's go back. Let's go back to, back too far. Again, these are all photos from November and December of 2022. Okay. 16 through 20. I always thought this picture was interesting. This is picture taken from Dylan's room. So all of this room was taken up by these plants. Okay. Like, where's Dylan's bed? Oh, are you serious? Is this again? Okay. Is this literally doing this again? So what I've been dealing with all day. So this picture, this is Dylan's room, and that's actually taking up a pretty decent amount of the room, just because I was trying to figure out how she had her bed in the room with this being present. And this was October 16th, 2022. And I was like, wow, what a weird picture to take and post, but whatever. Because the person that took the picture and posted it, it's not the person whose bedroom it is. So that's why I thought that was weird. That somebody else would be taking a picture like that and posting it of your bedroom. Again, it's hard to find some of these pics anymore. A lot of them have been, all these people scrubbed their accounts. I also want to point out that from this view, when I originally saw the probable cause affidavit, I immediately thought, I want to know if they're getting creative with how Dylan was looking out from her bedroom, because everybody would do this. If this is exactly how her room was, and you had those curtains open like that, who's not going to look out? You're going to look out your window to see what the fuck's going on outside. So Dylan would have had a nice view of the person running away if they would have left, like she said, through the sliders and then come around this way. I mean, so next up, again, I want to show this so we can see the couch. When she's talking about the starry lights, those are the lights she's talking about back there. Now, according to Moye, the girl who was in the sorority with Xana and Maddie, she's saying that Xana and Maddie left the sorority 1 month prior to the murders. We're going to get into that in this next post. And that would mean that the only way they could attend that formal is if they were somebody's +1. So as far as who Maddie went with, but Dylan was obviously still a member. So, look at these people. I posted this because of crazy shit. Zoom in and look under Maddie's arm. Looks like someone watching from the bushes. What in the actual fuck? I took this picture because look at the lights along the whatever you want to call it. I would call it like a bar. But you guys see how there's lights there as well? So there's lights all over this room. There's lights that's on the good vibe sign. There's lights on the rolling drink, I don't know, furniture. Bar cart. There you go. Bar cart. Exactly. And then you have the starry lights. You have the big, you have the light up with the good vibes. And then you have this. So we want to talk about how lit that room truly was. And this is a really good shot to see that there's hardly any space before, this house is small, man. Every room is small. It's just, Yeah, you may have 6 bedrooms in that house and a bathroom on every floor. And, dude, these are small, though. It's square footage is tiny. So when you could see right here, these 2 girls standing right here, you put one more girl on the left side and you put one more girl on the right side. And you were like, there's only 4 people, 4-person lengths of a step, basically, to get from the corner to be able to turn to Xana's. And then you're basically walking down that one little ledge. So you're able to cover a lot of ground. So what the heck? We got the popo here. Next up. Okay, people were asking about this. This is just the picture of the vehicle, the undercover cop car, and the picture of the guy that's next to it. That is not Steve Gonzalez. That's not the green Elantra back there. But this is just the undercover cop car. That's all. Undercover. Let's go back. Where are we at there? Okay. Here we go. This is let's see if I can make this better. This is the way her brother was Matt, and they lived the house behind, and he was one of the he was one of the, I want to say 911. He just called for the noise complaint, one of them. Anyways, she claims in an interview that Maddie and Xana left the sorority. She a month before the murders, and she was in the same bar that they were at, and everything seemed fine. She said she told Fox News that Maddie and Xana had dropped out of the sorority last semester, and therefore she had seen them less frequently in the recent months. The University of Idaho's Pi Beta Pi chapter posted a picture of the girls on Instagram last week with a caption that called Mogan and Xana bright young women who had incredible futures ahead of them. So Maddie was the sweetest soul who was passionate about everything, every aspect of her life. She shared her brilliance with those around her, the post said. But that's what that is. Then, okay. A 26-year-old nurse told the Daily Beast that she went on a date with Brian Koberger, the Idaho killing suspect, in 2015. 2015. That's when they went on that date, y'all. 2015. People all left that out, like that it was 2015, where this whole childbearing hips coming. Haley told the Beast she felt uncomfortable after he insisted on going home with her. She said the suspect, Brian Koberger, complimented her birthing hips after the date. You guys, that was 2000. Okay. In 15. 2015. That's when that date was. Here she is. Boom daddy. Now the question is I would love to know if she is being truthful. Dateline seemed to, I think, put her on the show, right? What are these people doing? Hold on one second. Okay. I'm just going to go to 2015. All right, the infamous. I want to know if that knife is in and coming into evidence. Where is that knife today? What are the odds that these pictures just, we're going to get into a bunch of them, but this was taken wild. Again, that's Xana. They were Patrick Swayze. They were Dirty Dancing. They were Patrick Swayze. That's right. I think that's Kaylee. And why I believe that could potentially be Kaylee is because of her. That's the hair color that she had. I think the hair comes kind of like in front like this, but that's the hair color she had her sophomore year. But that would make Xana a freshman though. But I don't know. I carried a watermelon. Is it Maddie? I mean, I'll show you the pictures I'm talking about when she is in Cancun. Could be. Well, whoever it is, where is that knife? Just curious. Curious if anybody cares about it. Those are pictures 21 through 25. And again, that's the 1112. That's the house that's right next to the murder scene. Look at that knife. Wow. So we got 20. Okay, 26 through 30. All right, this was Dateline. Comment underneath it. Don't forget, a high-ranking MPD officer told either Dateline or 2020, this case involves a lot of twists, and we are not done. You guys, this was back in 2023 when the first Dateline episode came out. That one has a bunch of nuggets. They wiped it completely. We have it on DVR. Thank the Lord. Can't find that shit if you don't. It was downloaded. But I was like, where did Dateline get all these people? Who are these people? Like, someone has a contact. And whether or not it's true, the stuff was true or not, they at least had names that were literally from the investigation. But this is what the interviews happened before the Dateline episode, then during the Dateline episode, and then after the people were talking about it. And this was literally right after Brian Colbert got arrested. This was before Ann Taylor got her discovery, like her first dump of discovery was January 23rd or 24th. August 14th, 2021, Kara 41, charged with trafficking heroin. And so I was interested in the date. I was interested in gathering any and all of that stuff back then because I figured it would be taken, down off the internet. This is when I was looking into all the prescription pills and the incinerator shit when you have to go to the incinerator and you're burning stuff, and what, if any, was it when it was light, who was working, shit like that. I did a bunch of lives back in the day about that. Okay. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the multiple jurisdiction task force. Let me see. Yeah, see, I have it 100% being Kaylee. Let me see that picture. She had that color in her hair. See one of those pictures right there? You can kind of see her color. Anyways, whoopsies. Let's go back like this. Platinum. There you go. It's a good word. She had that hair color. She had that hair color. Okay, the drug enforcement efforts. The Moscow Police Department continues to partner with the Quad City Task Force, law enforcement agencies, and prosecuting attorney offices in Nez Perce, Latah, so they were part of it. And this is in 2021, the Quad Cities Task Force was responsible for 47 drug cases and 3 felony arrests. I believe that the undercovers were part of the Quad Cities Task Force. And to me, it's evident when you have Rosie talking about, what do you guys do over here? How do you guys do things over here? Because you're working with multiple agencies together, that you're taking a couple different people from each area and you're working on something. So in 2021, the task force efforts resulted in the seizure of 222.63 grams of heroin, 2,852.06 grams of methamphetamine, and 252 grams of cocaine. And you have Clarkson Police Department, Latah County Prosecutor's Office, Lewiston, Latah County Sheriff's Office, Moscow Police Department, Pullman Police Department, and Washington State Police Department. And there's Whitman County, then there's a couple other, but that to me seems like that's what would have been, that would to me make the task force. Now, the detectives in our investigations divisions are also members of the Quad City Drug Task Force. Detectives in our investigations divisions, detectives are also members of the Quad City Drug Task Force. The mission of the Quad City Task Force is to operate an enhanced multi-jurisdictional task force to combat the trafficking of controlled substances in the Quad City area. It's exactly what they were supposed to be doing, those guys. And I just don't believe that it would have been 2 of them. Clarkson, Lewiston, Moscow, Pullman. The member agencies work together and share information in order to identify people involved in controlled substances, consumption, distribution, manufacturing, possession, sale. And I said, could history repeat itself? Because back in 2018, there's a broad named Sierra Woods. She got in trouble over there at WSU, but she was a sorority girl, very, very smart. She didn't rat though, and she didn't do anything. Took her hit or whatever, and it kind of affected her career moving forward. But I mean, I think she came from a pretty good family, and she's doing fine. But obviously, she wasn't the one that was. They caught her selling to undercovers, but she wasn't. She was like selling to friends. Okay. And clearly she was getting it from somewhere, but she didn't rat. So I said, well, I wonder if history is repeating itself because of these girls. Okay. This pic is, I was able to find a Latah County Sheriff's Office SUV that looks like it's like an Intrepid, I think. And that's not Intrepid. It's like a Ford Explorer, but it's not. It'll come to me. Anyways, they look like Ford Explorers. Police cruiser for the Latah County Sheriff's Office, parked at the White Ave Apartments, where the car that would be speeding away would have traveled. And I'm able to find just a couple cars away from that vehicle was a white Elantra. And for the life of me, and I'm usually pretty good, I can get my shit, I'm unable, with tags, place that vehicle to somebody. With the VIN, everything. But it's the same make and model that is seen on the camera. And it's heading the same way that where that would be at. And it's just cars away from a Latah, or not Latah, but Latah County Sheriff's deputy officer, who none other than I was able to place right here. Let me read it like this. What the fuck? So somebody had wrote me. This is a partial of my email that somebody had wrote me, and they wanted some clarifications on things. So your video about the White Ave was confusing, and I'm not following it. Justin Heath appears to be Justin Heath Olson, a sheriff's deputy who lives or lived at 2348 White Ave, number 1. Could the welfare check have been a way of getting in contact with him without putting it over the air? Was it Olson who originally brought the dog to the shelter? Now, if you guys remember the day of the murders when they found the bodies, a couple hours would go by, and around 5 o'clock, there was a call placed to the shelters about a dog. It was in the same block as where he is. And it was very curious. very just. By the way, the White Ave apartments are exactly a 5-mile drive, and there is a way to get there by going the back routes that the police were interested in, where you would pass, going Walenta to go like around. So, and that's 5 minutes. So that's what that was about. But I'll show you the video if I can pull it up, if it will play appropriately. But let's go back to. Okay. Right here. Request assistance locating dog that was dropped off at shelter. Officer responded, computer report. I see the time at 5:30 and the 200 block of White Ave, literally right where this was on 11/13/2022. And this was right where that dude lived, the white Elantra was, and right freaking, I think it's got to be his cruiser. I mean, it would go hand in hand. So it's very, very interesting that there'd be literally a white Elantra that's parked there, and then a couple cars down is his that cruiser, and then this is where the shelter for the dog traced back to on 11/13/2022. The call that came in, the suspicious person. If you take that number and you pump it in, they wouldn't give us any. They wouldn't give me information on who. I wanted the call. I wanted to hear the call. Maybe now I can try it again and see if I can get something. But that was back in the day. I couldn't get them to release that call. Actually, I'll make a note to go about it by not doing 911 call, because they probably didn't call. I mean, for as much as the G's said they called the police department the day of the murders on 11/13, like I wonder if any of those conversations were ever recorded. That's something that you would do. The police would do. Next up, civil calls, 1200 block of Walenta Drive. You guys know where that's at, right? That's Matt Moyer. That's the Moyer's residence over there. Well, here it is. Reporting party advising her son has been harassed by a YouTuber online. Officer responded, no report. This is allegedly when JLR and that crew was in town. Okay? That's that situation. And once again, the mother, though, reporting party advising her son, just like the mother called for the daughter situation. And they went all ham because I showed the Moyer girl's interview with Fox, and this is everything that she said. Like, I was like, I'm not making this shit up. She's the one that said they aren't in the sorority anymore. Go take it up with Fox Seattle. That was their report. Like, you're bothering these people. I'm like, I'm just reporting what the fuck they talk to the news about. Look, cries. Go call the police and do a noise complaint at 5:30. But the reason I want to get it is I wanted to see if JLR was on the body cam. JLR. What's up, JLR? If you're watching, cheers, buddy. Cheers. Okay, so there's like there were 4 different reports, and we were able to trace them all back to either sorority houses or houses where athletes lived. And a couple of them they would not give, but I was able to dig around and get more information. And I was able to get not the body cams, but then the reports. And they definitely protect athletes at the University of Idaho. I will tell you that hands down. They protect athletes. There was 4 situations where girls had either overdosed or drank too much, needed to get their stomach pumped, something along those lines, because these are reports of unconscious persons. Okay, right there. Well, who would ever write that the law responded? Have you guys ever seen something like that? Blank, blank, and law responded. The law responded. What the fuck? I was like, that doesn't even make any sense. I'm going to pull it up. Hold on. Oh. I'm going to read it verbatim. Where is that one? I put these on. Okay, right there. 11/11. This was the sorority house. 11/11 is the day of the event. Okay, but this is Pi Kappa Pi Theta or whatever. Unconscious person. Deacon Ave outside at 7:43. EMS, fire, and law responded to an unconscious subject. Patient transported to PRH, no report. 11/11. That's on that Friday. I was able to link at least one of these back to a volleyball player. And then at that point, I stopped because I wasn't going to ruin someone's career. Poor girl. Trying to juggle being friends with sorority girls and play volleyball. Pff, good luck. Let's see, next one. Okay, so I outlined to show you the back way to go. As you can see, you can go like this to come back around. You can come from under here to go like that, or you can come across like this. And so I wanted to point this out to everybody that this is exactly what the police were interested in the beginning. Everything to do with what I'm just outlining here. And they were interested in everything, like you said, like south, okay? And it's their belief that the person that left up out of there to leave after 420, that they came the way up. Don't take the red up, take the red to come back down around and to stay, and then you're going to kind of meet it down here. But this is how they got more or less out. And that's what they were focusing on. So explain to me then how the police or anybody turned in the Indian Hills Trails cameras, which would have been up over like right in here. Like up over here. Like they were asking for everything over here. Taylor, this way. Interesting. Okay, what's this? Oh, this was back in 2019. So this is a post. Again, you can't find this stuff. If you go on and you're looking from your actual phone, this is 1122 King Road Apartments in the About section in 2019. And it was a picture and with writing, it talked, you know, and it described the layout of the house. Over to enjoy the outdoor living space on the top floor deck or new patio just off the kitchen. They had just cleared all of that out because prior to that, there was trees and all that shit. Ample parking and laundry in the home for convenience. This house has undergone a complete renovation in the summer of 2019 with a new kitchen, 2 new baths, some new flooring, and new paint job throughout. Easy living with snow removal and landscaping maintenance included. Sorry, no pets allowed. So Murphy got a pass. All utilities and internet included in the rent. That was interesting to me because they're all asking each other for utility money. So that would have had to change at some point. Don't miss out. Available for move in now. Flexible lease terms available. Lease by the semester or lease until May 31st, 2020. And this is professionally managed by Team Idaho Real Estate and Property Management. And they're one of Moscow's longest standing property management firms. All maintenance is performed by qualified, licensed, and insured professionals. All major systems, roof, furnace, electric panel, etc., have been updated in recent years. Proactive maintenance program with annual dryer vent cleaning, furnace service every biannually. So letting everybody know that that whole house, everything, all new. So any time that I remember when Banfield went and interviewed some dude and he was talking about when he lived there, I was like, guys, this is your money shot. None of that shit was like that anymore. Here you go. It doesn't take just a tad bit of research and you're going to get those answers. But what was being put out on the internet back when this case first happened, it was like, that is not accurate. This is not accurate. It was all redone. Those bedrooms didn't have personal locks on them. Those girls never had that. The only lock that anybody could have went there to quote unquote fix would be the back slider or the front door, period. Or if Xana's dad went there and like literally brought her a whole new door and lock. I mean, okay, next up. Are we on 36 to 8? I think I missed one. Are we on 36 through? Maybe we are on 36 through 40. Are we? All right, take a look. As you can see, there's no red tape anywhere on this door. This is one of the first pictures without the red tape. That's important. The red tape is your evidence tape. And that means anytime that it would be open and sealed because they were sealing it up for the night and they were going to come back, whatever. So there's no red tape anywhere. This is the day of the murders. Homie's there. Look at the lights. Okay. Those lights are on and plugged in. If you click on that picture and you actually look from your phone, you're going to be able to see it's plugged in. So the night of the murders, the patio was lit up as well. So you have the patio being lit up. You have the starry lights, the good vibes sign. I mean, everything seemed like that's one of the things I'm with, like on my list of questions. Okay, hey, what lights were on in the house? What lights were on in each bedroom? Now more so than ever with what Dylan's claiming. Means someone's just walking up in there and it's, you know, like I said, Liz said, who cares? Let's just go. Right here. I'll read this. The date here, January 5th. WSU cops helped arrest Brian Culber by tracking down his car. Absolute lies. But this is what was reported January 5th because of the probable cause affidavit. Now, let's talk about the Elantra a little bit. So let's talk about it. Daniel Tanego's on the right. Curtis Whitman's on the left. They helped to track down Brian Culber, which led to his arrest on December 30th, 2022. They did no such thing. WSU Police, Washington State University website. That's who got credit for that. Now, this is on WSU's campus. Would you believe it? Lo and behold, I am still waiting for the hit and run. We have a FOIA in. Like, come on, WSU, release that shit. I want to see how long the accident over by Brian's place. I want to see how long, exactly what time it happened, what dash cams, body cams were on, and how long, and everything that happened over there. So working on that. But that's from one of the shows that they did in that area. What was the name of it? They had that stupid thing going. It'll come to me. You guys might remember. They had a show. Next up. Okay. This is the name that I've always told everybody about in the beginning, as far as if there was anything that anybody would like be looking into, it'd have been this. And it was this dude right here. God. The university is reporting these matters to the state agency that certifies law enforcement officers in Washington, according to a press release. WSU Police Sergeant Matt Kurt is facing disciplinary proceedings after allegedly engaging in inappropriate activity while on duty and on Pullman campus property. The university has not yet made any determinations of responsibility in the officer's case. Matt has been on home assignment since March of 2022. That's the same month of all of this, like, when the earlier allegations were first brought to the attention of the university leaders by WSU Police Department employees. Yeah, right. This was brought to them by university employees. Joint investigations by the Office of Compliance and Civil Rights and Human Resources Services were also launched. So if we look up Matt, his name spelled differently. I have this over here. And let's talk about what he was doing. WSU police sergeant accused of sexual misconduct resigns November 4th of 2022. Right before what? Ladies and gentlemen, this is right before the murders. WSU police sergeant accused of sexual misconduct resigns. A Washington State University police sergeant who engaged in sexual activity while on duty has resigned from the university. The individual, who has been on home assignment while the allegations were investigated, submitted his resignation effective Tuesday, November 1. A university investigation concluded that former WSU police sergeant violated WSU policies regarding sexual harassment and that he improperly used university resources as well as violated provisions of the department's policy manual. The university investigation found that the sergeant engaged in predatory grooming behavior while in a supervisory role, made sexually explicit comments to coworkers, subjected coworkers to non-consensual physical contact, and engaged in sexual activities while on duty and on university property. He was getting blown and fucked up in the booths of the stadiums in the university. Okay. He was, you heard it. He is the fourth member of the campus police force to leave the department in connection with disciplinary case. In August, all 3 members of the department's command staff retired from WSU before they could be disciplined for their mishandling of claims involving the sergeant when the allegations first surfaced in December 2020. The university has notified the Washington Criminal Justice Training Commission, which oversees the licensing of law enforcement officers statewide, of the findings related to all 4 officers. A new command staff was installed at the WSU Pullman Police Department in August of 2022. The department is led by former city Pullman Police Chief Gary Jenkins and aided by Assistant Chief Don Daniels. They literally just, Chief Jenkins, he knew what the fuck he's doing. Dawn, she's been around there forever. But Dawn, she's a good old boy. Under Jenkins and Daniels' leadership, we're seeing a renewed commitment throughout the department to professionalism and strong efforts to improve and rebuild community trust, said WSU President Kirk Schultz. I want to thank the members of the WSU Pullman Police Department for working together to help ensure the safety and security of the Pullman campus. This is the type of people that we're dealing with over there. Just so we're clear. University leaders had been unaware of the December 2020 allegations involving the sergeant until March of 2022, when a concerned member of the campus police force contacted them. I would love to know who that would have been. The prior police command staff conducted an internal investigation in 2020 when the allegations first surfaced, but failed to provide required notification to university leaders or human resources of those allegations, the internal investigation, or the outcome. Full investigations were initiated in March of 2022, the same time that Brian Kohlberger is allegedly seeking out and in communications with WSU to go to school there, get involved, do all that crap. So Brian would have known about this. You don't think someone like him would have been researching this? Was all over, this was in 2022. Full investigations were initiated in March, so you're damn right they knew. I've reached out to Phil, the vice president of University Marketing and Communications. Phil, the fuck's wrong with you? I'm going to have to call you on a live. Is that how we're going to have to do this? Because I am. That's what's going to happen. I want everything to do. I want to know everything about that case. I want to know everything about those 4 officers. I want to know everything about the circumstances surrounding it. You can redact people's names in terms of victims and blah, blah. But we have a right to know what the fuck was going on. Tell you if my kid went to WSU? Next. So that's what we're dealing with over there. But it wasn't just him. It wasn't just Matt. Okay. The whole damn command. The command one's in charge. All of a sudden, whoop, I'm going to just get out now. Peace. What a bunch of fucking wussies. Okay. I already talked about that one. I think I got put up twice. Oh, how you like me now? KKK. All right. Wow, we've come a long way. That's all I got to say about this post. All right. This was Steve Gonsalves's first post ever when he was asked about basically like Brian Culber's family. Okay. And I thought it was great. I thought it was like, I thought he did a great job. I mean, let's see. He says, in quotes, I have no ill will towards you, period. You have a baby, period. You have a family, period. You have these kids, period. You did your best, period. His wife shares the same job responsibilities as my wife. It's really weird. Most people don't know that, but my wife teaches at a school. So does she. They actually have the same certificate of learning. I could see them as a family that unfortunately had a child that made some poor decisions, very poor decisions. Maybe they've seen some red flags they probably should have brought up, but I don't know that. So I have no ill will for them, and I really feel bad for them. I really do. If one of my children put me in that situation, I would do like what they did. I would love them, but I would be very sorrowful, and I don't know how I would deal with that. That's a different kind of pain than what I'm dealing with today. Steve. I guess that law's changed. I guess, but that's one of the first ones. Super sad. Super sad. Tell me that's not Brian Culber's sister. This picture matches the Dateline hoodie pics. Tell me it does not. That is a rip exact replica of the Dateline hoodie pics from I mean, literally, if you put if you block off like all the hair part and you just go, I mean, it looks like a man. I feel really bad saying that, but at least that picture, maybe it's just a weird pic, but they have the same eyes. That's Wendy Adelson. Hey, I like Wendy Adelson. What's up, DB? How you doing, baby? You sexy bitch. Isn't that nuts? So how do we know that it's not the sister that was making those weird hoodie pics? Yeah. That's Buffy the Vampire. I know, right? Sarah Michelle Gellar. Okay. This is back from the beginning. Okay. This person claimed back in the day to be friends and know the Dylan Mortensons of the worlds. Okay. The call was made from Dylan's phone, but a male friend, also fraternity brother, is the one who spoke to 911. Dylan actually fainted outside in the front yard. So he took the phone. He had not been in the house yet. So that is why the initial 911 call stated that a person had, quote unquote, passed out. At that time, he did not know what had happened inside the house. And also, I know that she was very confused about what she had seen and heard. I don't want to give too many personal details, but she suffers from PTSD due to some things that happened to her in her childhood. So she has extreme nightmares and panic attacks often at night. She told the friend who made the 911 call that she thought she saw someone in a mask in their house, but wasn't 100% sure it wasn't a nightmare. That's why I feel so awful for her. I'm sure she will beat herself up for the rest of her life. But knowing her situation and also that they've been drinking that night, I 100% believe she was in shock. Back in the day, January 5th, January 6th, 2023. Mark Garagos comes out online and says that the probable cause affidavit, quote unquote, okay, has holes you could drive a Mack truck through. Do you know that him coming out and saying that, just let's be clear, do you know that more or less, like, that you're not going back on that channel? They're not having you back as a guest. Mark Garagos has literally only been asked to talk about the Idaho4 case. I could say maybe 2 or 3 times since then. I mean, that's like max. I know that he's spending a lot of time with the brothers, but him and Ashley Banfield are tight. He came out and said this, right? And these people lost their shit. Mainstream media, basically, you don't jive with their narrative. But he was right. He was absolutely right. He's a defense attorney. He reads something like that. He knows what he should be seeing, and he's not seeing it. It's all circumstantial, and but that's what he said, quote unquote, holes you could drive a Mack truck through. We don't see Como anymore. Does he not talk about this case? You know? So that was, look at who's down on the right-hand side. Who's that? That's also when Jennifer Coffindaffer was sitting here saying that the car is going to light up like a Christmas tree with all this. It's going to be a treasure trove. How'd that plan out? Yeah. How'd that work out? Next up from the special. Okay, this will take us up to the 50. Okay. Now, published December 28th. Please note, prior to the arrest of Brian Koberger, this is what everybody was focused on obtaining. I know that we were trying to get it, which was, come on, it can't be that hard. How many vehicles on WSU's campus? How many vehicles on Idaho's campus? Let's start with Idaho first. if you want a parking pass at that university, you have to fill out the make, model of your car, all that crap, license, whatever, all that shit, firstborn. Boom, they would have had this. 90 white Elantras. 90, that's a lot. 90 white Elantras were registered to park on campus as cops struggled to find vehicle. How do you narrow down 90 white Elantras? 90. And that's saying that everything got computed in right. You know what I mean? Like who entered in all that crap. But anyways, 90. I wanted to know how many interviews came from that 90. Like, were they working on something that they were eliminating? Like, okay, here, just for right now, let's go ahead and eliminate all the vehicles that belong to women. Who do we got? Let's, go with the men. When I say eliminate, like put them in a priority. We'll talk to the women later. What if they have a boyfriend or they're married or blah, blah, blah. Then do you guys remember when they have to have the same leak as Dateline? Some law enforcement talked to the magazine company. What were they? Was it which one was it? Star Magazine. Star Magazine. This comes out and they say how killer was found after 49 days. Do you guys remember that? 49 days. And that would be we're going to count November 13. So count 49 days. This was published and made before he was arrested. This was published and made before Brian Culver was arrested. Like, it was waiting. It was waiting. Like, what? So if Ann Taylor wants to find the leaker, or if they want to find the leak, they need to go to Star Magazine. They need to put Star Magazine down as someone that they need to talk to, because Star Magazine, this puppy right here, yeah. Ridiculous. 10, so 23. I'm going to show you guys something. So he was arrested on the 30th, right? Was he arrested? Was he arrested on the 30th or the 29th? It was in the middle of the night. Woo, shit, what the hell? Someone just drugged me. The University of Idaho has 90 white Elantras registered to park at the school. Vehicles similar to the one police are seeking in connection with the quadruple homicide. Just steps off campus, records show. So They got in trouble for giving that out. One of the outlets was given that information, and then they shut it down. Now we're going to close tonight's portion of the first 50 with the Brian Kober post on Reddit. Let's be real. If Brian Kober was planning on killing somebody, or somebody's, a ton of people, because he's going to become a serial killer, why would Brian Kober put his real name on something like this? Why would he do any of this and actually put his government name? Hello, my name is Brian, and I am inviting you to participate in a research project that seeks to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision-making when committing a crime. In particular, this study seeks to understand the story behind your most recent criminal offense, with an emphasis on your thoughts and feelings throughout your experience. In the event that your most recent offense was not one that led to a conviction, you may still participate. Additional surveys are included after the open-ended section as to best understand your unique traits. The study should take about 15 to 20 minutes to fully complete. Why would anybody put their real name to something like this? Let me pull up. Oh, by the way, Kelly Dever played on the basketball team at Canton, but she clearly was not good, seeing as that she just made varsity her first year as a junior in girls basketball. That blows. But I found Kelly Dever's basketball stats from 2015, I believe. Also contributing to the team's progress are juniors Hannah Jankowski, Haley Mulford, Maria Rigoreri, and Kelly Dever. Way to go, Kelly. They started off the season 1-8. That tells me that you are even shittier than I could imagine, because not only are you a junior just peddling in some playing time, but you are peddling on a team that is shit in 1-8. Sorry. Back to Brian Kober. Just had to go off on Kelly Dever. Okay. Your identity and all the answers provided are completely confidential, and the link to the survey is also an anonymous link. This research has been approved by the DeSales University IRB. Participants must be 18 years of age and older. If you opt to participate, you may terminate participation at any time and for any reason. If you have any questions about this research, you may contact the research team via email. Student investigator Brian Kober at bk5781@desales.edu. Yeah. I'm going to know that that's on the internet. And my name's out there on the internet. And I'm sorry, but I don't understand what's so bad about this. Like, I can't wait to hear who the fuck participated in this. I don't know. Then I think we have, if you're going to, there's another look at it. So when this screenshot was taken, again, right after the arrest, Sierra, it says up here, student 6 months ago posted, 6 months ago, that's like about the time frame it was. And that was on they had a convicts one, they had a prison one, they had then we have the Brian Kober Northampton Community College class of 2018 from Albright, Pennsylvania. That was still, this guy had his name all over. Brian Kober made Northampton Community College Dean's List. Brian Kober, liberal arts psychology student of Albright, has been named to the Dean's List. He graduated May 29th, 2018. He was on some psychology crap. Okay. So I'm going to reveal the next 50 tomorrow. What are your guys' thoughts? I'll go to the comment section and we'll wrap this up. Sorry, it's been a long fucking day. Definitely not planning crime survey, right? Great show. More Dylan picks. We have a ton of Dylan picks. Miss Devers, do you want to be here? No, I want to be kneeling at glory. That is fucking awesome. I know your name. You're very welcome. Thank you so much, Perry. $2 super sticker, super chat. Thanks, Lana. Thank you. WB, baby. Look at you. Thumbs it up over there. Wild thing. If I can run around these streets with your Brian Kober thumbs. What was the Scott Peterson book? Oh, yeah. It's called, I don't know. Oh, fuck, it's upstairs. Presumed Guilty. Presumed Guilty. I got a lot of books I'm reading right now. I'm looking back over the O.J. Simpson crime scenes photos because it's stabbings. And so I wanted to see some of the stuff from the O.J. Simpson crime scene photo, like crime scene. And specifically like the blood pooling and like the, I know. What the fuck? It's really good before I go to bed. Totally normal. What else you guys think? I'm telling you, WSU Police Department and that employment, dude, fucking bad. So when you want to talk about what the feds would have been doing in town, the feds are looking into these fucking cops 150%. Okay. Also, the Washington, Idaho borders right there, you know. But just going back into the vault, reminding people like, hey, when you want to talk about all these weird things that were happening, and oh my God, who would ever turn their phone off at this time? You guys, that's as coincidental, okay, as who would ever Venmo somebody and put in the captions the time of the crime, the time that the person would be arriving to start surveying the area. And list that time. Who would start posting pictures in the middle of the night if that's going to be a surviving roommate of their pictures that they took the night before, just out of the blue? Oh, I think I'm just gonna, but I'm gonna tell the cops I was sleeping. But I was really posting pictures at 3:33 to 3:47. Then I saved the content at 3:51. I mean, wild, right? Just wild type shit. Oh, let me give a shout out to Cheryl. Sent $15 for thank you, Lana. I don't know if she wants me to read the rest. I try to like not out people. Thank you, Lana. Madison's mom. Maybe that's the name in the chat. And then $50. Woo! $50. Emily. $50. And she sent me 4 to 6 emojis. The 100, the heart eyes, the heart, and the hands. Miss you today for the Karen Reed case, just not the same without you. I know. Guys, don't worry. I'll be back tomorrow. I was flipping out. I mean, I have no idea what the hell happened. None. Yes, it was class project. There was 2 other names. Hopefully Lana figures the new contact added for Dylan next. I would need a lot more keeping that under wraps. I was true crime addict back then. Oh, what's this name? Expert witness for hire. BS and BS. That's funny. Ryan Smith says, whoever leaked the sealed evidence to Dateline wants BK to go free. At the very least, they don't want BK to get the death penalty. Interesting. I think that Star Magazine, hello, Idaho and Taylor, go talk to Star Magazine. Talk to the peeps at Star Magazine. Star Magazine had the same person. Like all my chips in on that. Oh, I didn't know that Bob's. Wow. Me and Bob Mata, we have to do our live still on the Idaho case. Karen Reed's just been sucking everybody dry. Wait, what? You mean Star Magazine isn't a moral obligation? No, but I'm saying somebody got on their knees. They didn't even have to get on their knees. I'm just surprised that the person that wasn't leaking this information, like, why aren't you trying to make a buck? If you're going to go all out, if you're going to be an idiot, go down swinging, get some money for it. Can you imagine doing all of this shit and you didn't get anything out of it? What the fuck? Like, wow. Makes no sense. Dylan hung out with some weird, interesting people. What else? Oh, yeah. You can anticipate, those of you guys that are members, I will begin to start posting the next 51 through 100. And you can start catching peaks of that this evening. And we are going to talk about meeting the tutors at the University of Idaho and who tutored Ethan. Tutors always know a lot. It's like the manager of like the sports team. They know a lot. They know a lot of shit. They always get the tea because they're in a locker room, because they're in like managers of teams. They know the tea. Dr. Russell was banging tits awesome. I thought AJ slammed Deborah up against the wall at the end. And what a stupid comment. How could you say I loved it when she had to say no. So did the commissioner ever call you in to talk to you before any time you've testified in any other case you've ever testified for? She paused. No. Yeah, that's what I thought. Put a dick in it. Here's the, actually, I didn't show you guys. Let me show you like this then. There you go. See, you can see, oh boy. You can see the cord. It's plugged in like that. And the popo were the ones that took those bar stools and put them there. So, yeah, Barry was the tutor. Yeah, now we're talking. Yeah. Saddle up for tomorrow. More tea there. Yes. Well, one person that tutored Ethan did not like him, said Ethan was not doing good and causing the fret issues. Yeah. So we'll pull out 50 more. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you guys for the support. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. Or if you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. I mean, you have an opinion, make yourself known. So thank you guys again. And we will talk tomorrow. Same time. Let's do it. Cheers. Over and out. Thank you, moderators. Appreciate you guys. Woo.